Hi, my name is Amok Kore. I'm from my PhD BTech Integrated Mechanical, fourth year, eighth semester, and I'm from A1 batch, and my roll number is A014. So, I am an outdoor guy. I love playing outdoor sports, which includes badminton, cricket, football, volleyball, etc. etc. So, this is my basic introduction, and let's carry out with the presentation. Here we go.
Hello everyone. Today myself Amok Kore, Yash Patel, Dhruv Oza and Apur Malhotra are going to speak on the topic automatic sliding door control system. This is the presentation outline. The first one is motivation, project goal. Then we are going to continue with block diagram, that is hardware, technical specification of each component, sketch, live demonstration, budget details and future work. The motivation behind this project was like we had a subject in a college, Mechatronics, that is a combination of electronics and mechanics. So we wanted to implement the ideas of mechatronics and make a mini working model. So we told our professor about this, and we told our idea about an automatic sliding door system. So we carried out this project, and we were quite interested in seeing how the sensors Aurdino motor works and how we could apply these components to make a working model. Next slide. So the project goal of automatic sliding door is to make a mini working model which can be used in a day-to-day life. Arduino-based automatic door opener system is very useful as it enables you to understand the concept of such automatic door opener systems and how they work. This could avoid touching the knob handle of the door, which could prevent the spread of contagious diseases which are caused by touching. So you can implement this Arduino-based project at your home in garage door openers, toilet cover openers, office door openers, etc. etc. Next slide. So this is the basic block diagram, that is the hardware diagram. So as you can see, there are basically four major components: motors, sensors, breadboards, and Arduino. So in the Aurdino, on the top, you can see the plus VCC and ground connection, which is connected to the motors and the sensors. So basically the sensors are like, they give the input signal to the Aurdino, and based on that signal, the motors provide their output based on the Aurdinos. So I would like Oza to continue.
Hey guys, so I'm Dhruv Oza from A027 from batch A1 mechanical SEM 8. I'll be explaining the technical specification of each component. So the first component we have is SG90 servo motor. It's a motor of 5 by 5 by 5 centimeter dimensions, weighing 200 gram, made up of plastic, operating on 5-volt DC current. It generates about 1.8 kilogram centimeters of torque with velocity 0.1 second per minute. Its rotation is about 0 to 180 degrees. The second part we have is Aurdino Uno. The dimensions of Aurdino Uno is 15.2 to 10.2 to 5 centimeters accurately. It's having a microcontroller at Mega 328. So this is the brain of the Aurdino. Its operating voltage is 5 volts. It has 6 analog pins and 14 digital input-output pins. Its input voltage recommended is about 7 to 12 volt, and it can take up to 6 to 20 volts of current. The third component we have here is a PIR motion sensor. PIR stands for passive infrared sensor. So the dimension of PIR sensor is 3.2 to 2.6 to 2.4 centimeters. It's a photosensitive control sensor. It can sense day or night intensity without induction. There are two kinds of trigger modes: jumper, selectable. Its operating voltage is 5 volt to 20 volts, and its working voltage ranges from 4.5 to 20 volt DC. The power consumption is 65 mega amperes, and the output is 3.3 volts and 0 volt. Its sensing range is less than 120 degrees within 7 meters. So now Apur would continue further.
Hello, I am Apur Mehrotra. I'm A023 roll number and I'm from A1 batch. And today I'm going to explain to you how the sketch or the software part of the Aurdino is working. So here in first uh, we include the servo motors library first of all, and then we assign the input pin of servo motor to three of the PIR sensor, and then we also assign that the PIR sensor is in a low state. So we do this to make the low state of PIR sensor its default state. Then we also assign the servo motor and give the servo motor its pins. So we are giving the two PIR sensors the pin 3 and 5, and we are giving the two servo motors the pins 9 and 10. Now we get into the sketch or the void setup of the sketch. So the basic setup is that we give the 3 and 5 as input and give the servo motors, attach those 9 and 10 pins to the output. Now we come to the loop of the software. In the loop, we have we first make sure that the value was initially high. If the value was initially low and it has changed for the circuit like for the loop to work. Uh, if it has not changed, the loop will not work. When once the state changes from low to high, we make the motors make the left motor go 180 degrees clockwise and make the right motor go 180-degree anti-clockwise. This is to open the door. Once if that this case is for either of the sensor, if either of the sensor changes from a high state to a low state, this occurs. If none of that happens, uh, we the gate remains closed. When the gate has turned from a high state and now going to a low state, the left motor will go 180-degree clockwise and the right motor will go 180-degree anti-clockwise, reversing the process and then thus closing the door. If the state does not change, it does not affect the loop. So that was how the software works. Now for the live demonstration, I'll turn my camera around.
So for the live demonstration, these are the two sensors here that are either on the either side of the door, which tells us if there's a human that has come near the door. This information goes into the Aurdino, which further tells the motors to run. So this motor will move anti-clockwise and this will move clockwise, and it will open the door something like this. And when the person moves out or in and he is out of the sensor range, this will again tell the motors, and the other will move clockwise and the other will move anti-clockwise, and it will close the door something like this.
Hello guys, I'm Yash Patel, A030 from A1 batch. So now we are going to learn about budget details. So two SG90 servo motors cost us 241 rupees. Two motion sensors costed us 202 rupees. Arduino Uno landed on 387 rupees. Jumper cable at 10 rupees. Breadboard at 210, and the total amount costs up to 1050 rupees. Future work. So the automatic sliding door can be very useful in saving time in many industries. It can be used as an anti-thief system. It does avoid touching of doorknobs, which prevents the spread of germs and bacteria which is useful in the normal days. If someone is carrying some heavy weight, that opens automatically, which reduces the effort of opening the door and also reduces the amount of time being used for opening the door. It won't consume much energy while doing extra work. This system also makes it more appealing to look. If you have any questions, please do write in the comment box. Like, share, and subscribe.